American Top 40.
At number 11 is another Englishman. His name's Rick Astley. Now, even though he's a newcomer and only 22 years old, this young man managed to score the biggest-selling single of 1987 in his native Britain. Here's the song that hit number 1 and went on to sell more than 1 million copies in Britain last year. Jumping 5 notches, Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
We're no strangers, never gonna give you up.
Never Gonna Give You Up. Rick Astley from Lancashire, England. Spent 4 weeks at number 1 in England, number 1 also in Australia. Up 5 notches this week to number 11.
American Top 40.
Counting down the top 40 hits in the USA. And now we're up to the number 1 song this week. It's by a young man who lives out in the country with his grandmother. This freckle-faced 24-year-old Englishman was born and raised in a town near Lancashire, England, called Newton-le-Willows. And even after scoring the biggest-selling single in Britain of 1987, he still lives there in a small cottage with Grandma Elsie. Not your typical pop star. He says, quote, "I hate to say this because it might ruin everything, but I can't live up to the pop star image. I'm the big star stuff just cracks me up. It's not me." End of quote. Well, he better get used to the big star stuff because his first chart single went to the top last week and this week stays on top. The number 1 song in the USA for the second week in a row is by level-headed Rick Astley. Never Gonna Give You Up. For 2 consecutive weeks, the number 1 song in the USA is by Englishman Rick Astley. Never Gonna Give You Up. Between Rick and George Michael, a fellow countryman, the British have held down the number 1 spot for the last 4 weeks.
American Top 40.
At number 14 this week is a 22-year-old English singer, Rick Astley, who's finding fame a bit confusing. He told writer Dennis Hunt, "Sometimes I wish this would calm down. Then my life could be my own again. But I really don't want all this to calm down. I like what's happening to me, some of it anyway. It's nice to be popular. But I wish I could do it part-time and be obscure the rest of the time. I can't have it both ways. If all this stopped, I'd be very sorry." End of quote. Rick Astley, bombarded by newfound fame at only 22 years old. What to do, what to do. This week he moves up 3 notches to number 14 with his second top 40 hit called Together Forever. Rick Astley moving from 17 to 14 with Together Forever, his second top 40 hit for the 22-year-old singer.
Casey's Coast to Coast.